Time, my destiny. Yo, ADHD, empathy flow. Both sides of the mind like a river we roll. You feel too much, or you can't sit still. We got the best of both, it's the ultimate skill. Bounce to the rhythm, no need to stress. We taking all that energy, turning it to bliss. Feeling all the highs, riding through the lows. ADHD, empath, anything go. Hyper-focus kicks in, we master the day. Empathic intuition showing us the way. We light up the night, we shine so true. The fire in the soul, that's how we do. We blend in the minds, we blend in the souls. ADHD, empath, we take control. Moving through life with that energy. We know who we are, we're feeling free. Soca, reggae, dancehall groove. Bounce with us, feel that mood. Embrace the flow, embrace the power. Together we rise, this is our hour. Empath, ADHD, feel the vibes of the weed. Moving to the rhythm, let the spirit set you free. Bounce to the beat, let your mind take flight. We got the power, we shine so bright. Empath, ADHD, we unique, can't you see? Energy flowing, we feel so free. We rise up strong, we stand so tall. Embrace who we are, we got it all. Empath, ADHD, feel the fire inside of we. Moving to the rhythm, let the spirit set you free. Bounce to the beat, let your mind take flight. We got the power, we shine so bright. Empath, ADHD, we unique, can't you see? Energy flowing, we feel so free. We rise up strong, we stand so tall. Embrace who we are, we got it all. Empath, ADHD, feel the fires of the weed. Moving to the rhythm, let the spirit set you free. Bounce to the beat, let your mind take flight. We got the power, we shine so bright. Empath, ADHD, we unique, can't you see? Energy flowing, we feel so free. We rise up strong, we stand so tall. Embrace who we are, we got it all. Embrace who we are, we got it all.
All right, all right. Aloha, my beautiful ones, and welcome to this week's Spirit Journey. I'm very excited. Like I did last week, I think I want to start by telling you a little bit about next week's energy. And since we have had the new moon last week, this week is going to feel like a search, like a, like when a wave wants to, get started. And that's why one of the main things that we're going to be looking out for is going to be really it doesn't have to be all at the same time. Really connect with yourself, regulate yourself. We're going to start today's meditation, by the way, with a regulation. And regulate yourself, connect yourself, and then ask yourself, what's the one thing that needs to be done right now? And then go from there, right? Go one after the other. Don't do all at the same time. The other one that we should look out for, and this is because of the Venus Chiron activation that we're going to be probably living, is to do a little resonance check. It could be that we get, am I too much? Am I not enough? And whatever wants to surface from this side, allow it to, to show up, to be there, but also, dive into the power, the strength that you have. I don't know if you've read, if you're already inside my Cyber Coven, where I'm having this very special series, and this week's email newsletter and podcast episode basically was exactly about that. So about how we can choose, right? So this is it. When you feel the I am enough, I'm not enough, I'm too much, I'm, all of these thoughts coming up, allow them to come up, allow yourself to feel the feelings that are there, but at the same time, allow yourself to really check in, where is it coming from and how can I transform this, right? Is this still something that I need to carry? Is this something I need to release? Is this something that I need to transform? Those kind of questions to ask in that case. Another energy thing that we should look out for is, and I know this isn't an easy one, but it's the surrendering versus, forcing things, because we have the tendency, especially in our hyper focus mode. Again, remember the search that I just said, that we tend to go, oh my God, we need to do this, right? We're going to have Saturn, asking us for more commitment, and we want to commit when we want to go in there. And so we want to get it done and we want to do it. But it's very important, again, in those moments to realign, to come back with yourself, to align yourself, and to feel, is this like, does this have to happen this way? Right? What is the right next step that feels good and that feels light and that doesn't feel like I'm forcing it? Okay, that's the important part there. Also, we should, and I believe this is something we should always look out for, is, are we walking enough? Are we drinking enough, right? Do we have moments for ourselves? I would like to give you the challenge for this week to give yourself every day at least 5 to 10 minutes that are just yours, that don't belong to anybody else. They're just yours. 5 minutes. You can do whatever you want in those 5 minutes. They are yours to do. So 5 to 10 minutes, of course, the longer the better. But, you can either, whatever feels right for you in that moment, grab a coffee, dabble your favorite game on your cell phone. I don't know, go down a TikTok rabbit hole or YouTube rabbit hole if you like, or just, check in with yourself, how you're feeling, or go for a walk, or eat your favorite food, right? This is the important one. That's yours, with no questions asked and with no judgments whatsoever. Your 5 to 10 minutes. Give yourself that every day. Trust me, that is going to help you. It's going to be like a little battery search for yourself. And because of the energies that we have, as always, our spirit guides are very close. We're having the equinox. There's a lot of energies happening. As at the moment, I feel like it's always a lot of energy happening. So the more you reconnect, and that's why these journeys today are very helpful, to connect with your spirit guides. Do it yourself. Use this, use the recording of today's journey for yourself if you feel like it, for the next couple of days, to reconnect always, right? And one of the things that I recommend, if you want to, I'm just putting it out there in case you feel like it, that you can use it for yourself to, listen to the journey of today while you're on a walk. Listen to the journey while, you're doing your chores, right? So that while you are working on things, here goes our neurospicy brains, while you are, doing chores at home, while you're doing that, you have your mind and your energy connecting to your spirit guides. I think that this could be helpful. And if it's not, this journey, whichever, guided journey or guided meditation that you like, use that to, refocus your energy. Yes. So to give you one sentence, the one soft focus for the week: the wave is lifting. You don't have to swim. Just stop gripping the shore. One commitment, one boundary, one yes to yourself, and that is enough. I'm going to copy it into the chat here. Where did we go? Here we go. I'm going to put it in there. There you go. And I'm going to pin it there so that you can get reminded. Perfect. All right, let me just check here because it was looking a little bit weird. No, there we are. Okay. So, as always, in case this is your very first time here, aloha, my name is May. I'm your neurospicy cyberwitch, here to support you to get from overwhelm to self-trust and belonging inside of your own energy field. How to understand yourself better as a neurospicy, highly sensitive, or witchy person. And yeah, so I unravel a lot of things about energies. And today I'm going to guide you on a spirit journey. I call it the, serve your spirit journey. This is something that was given to me a couple of years ago with my spirit guides. It feels, no, it doesn't feel, it was an initiation by my spirits that gave me permission to use a technique from from shamanism, from core shamanism that I was taught by. I am a shamanic practitioner. I think that's the correct name. That's one of the very first, techniques that I learned way back then. And then, and on top, I, specialized in Hawaiian philosophy. That's where I felt very home. And I'm not talking about just the 4 sentences that everybody knows. There's a whole bunch of, more philosophy behind all of this. But yeah, so I dove into anything that has to do with energies. And at one point I realized I'm an ADHDer, and everything that I have been learning about energies has actually helped me to be who I am here right now today, with all the things that I learned. And one of those things was this special initiation into guiding these kind of journeys. I usually don't, sometimes they'll give me like a little glimpse into what's going to be, but other than that, I don't know. Spirit is going to guide me. So that's why they're being, recorded in a way that sometimes, I'll have to recorrect the word that was coming through, to keep it the way, the way it's supposed to be. As to the spirit guides, in my form of talking, I talk about spirit guides in the most general term. They can be anyone that are the guides in your life. For me, the first spirit guides that I learned of when I started learning, when I started to become a shamanic practitioner, were, healing energies, spirit, sort of like what you call today the spirit guides, the spiritual teachers, spiritual healers. You often start with your spirit animal, and then, you learn the more human energies. But there's also, again, like I just said, it's animal energies, it's human energies. I don't want to put them in quotes, sorry, forget that part. But it's, energies from spirits that have walked this earth. You can also put them, like the spirit angels, like the guardian angels, all forms of angels. Like if you are very sensitive to angel energy, you might see an angel, right? And then there's otherworldly beings, magical beings. I have been working myself with a couple of dragons for a couple of years now that are always there, and some other animals. I don't know why the last times we had, I know that there was an elephant, for example, coming by. I don't know if he's going to be here again. It's a he. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, those are the kinds, just to give you a term. Of course, whenever I speak of spirit guides, it can be even, goddesses from different, religions that you have, that you have a connection to in some form, right? I want you to keep your mind open. And this is something that I recommend to anybody. And this is why I always say, ask into the void, whoever wants to help you today. And then may that spirit come forward. They will show themselves to you. Sometimes it's more than one, right? So that's why I always talk about spirit guides. But if it's just one, it's okay. Don't stress yourself. The important thing for you to know is that before we get started, I open up the circle for this energy to be protected, for the circle to be protected. So anybody participating in this journey at any point in time is already being here right now, right? So this strengthens the circle. And so we're going to have all this, the strength of the whole energy together with us. So that's the important part for you to know. Whatever shows up is going to be, for you. If it is too strong, if you feel like it might be even, if it's your very first time connecting with your spirit, it might be a little bit scary. So ask them to soften it for you. Say, hey, this is scaring me right now. Please show me in a different way. And they will show you. All right. That's the power that you have, and you can guide that. Another thing is that depending on how your system works, you might be seeing things, you might be hearing things, you might be knowing things. I sometimes hear something like from the behind my ear. I sometimes see, like inside from my inside eye, I really see like a vision of things. Sometimes I just know, it's like a deep knowledge. And I've heard that there's people that smell things, that taste things. So keep in mind, be open for however it wants to show up in your own life, or how it wants to show for yourself. And just as a disclaimer, just in case, I'm just saying it for anybody who doesn't get anything, because that also happens, because sometimes we're so overwhelmed, or, for whatever reason, it's just not the right kind of day to go deep on something. And then it might be just a lot of thoughts coming through. Allow yourself to get yourself into a relaxed mode and allow the thoughts to just pass by, right? Allow them to pass by. If you can, use an anchor question. And here's the thing, because usually these journeys are good if you have an intention. That means, do you have a challenge where you feel like you want your spirit guide support? Do you have a challenge where you want their blessing? Do you have, or is it, for example, do you just, not just, sorry, do you want to support Mother Earth with everything happening? Do you want to send peace out? Because we just had the equinox. I know that a lot of people were doing earth meditations yesterday. So if you want to send energy to Mother Earth, to the whole planet, to our consciousness, we can send blessing like that. To the whole consciousness. We're always allowed to send love and light and energy into the field, like special words. So that's that part. So use those things as anchors for you in case you drift too far apart with your thoughts. Use that anchor to bring you back. Use that, hey, no, I wanted to see what's the solution for this and that challenge, or what is, can you give me a blessing for this and that, or is there anything special I need to know for next week, for example. Have that as your anchor and bring yourself back to that. Yes, I think I have everything in there. Yes, and we always do only work on ourselves. And in case you have, like someone in your family, I always say, please ask for their okay. Get consent from anybody else if you want to send energy to them. That's it. Get their consent. If you don't have the consent, don't. You can send like a general blessing. That's always good to send. Other than that, don't. You work with your own energy. That's yeah, I don't want to say, yeah, that's like one thing that I think is very, very important for us to understand. All right, I think I covered everything. If it is your first time, please, follow my lead, follow my voice. Otherwise, if you're already, if you already know things, use the energy of the group to, go on your own journey if you feel like it. And if it's your first time, I highly recommend to follow my voice if you want to get connected. And yeah, I think those are the important parts. If you ever feel like you need to move or whatever, sit wherever it feels right for you. Stand, if you want to stand, if you want to lay down, whatever. If you need to move, if you need to have something to drink, I drink, because of course I'm talking a lot, but I have something to drink here. If you have snacks, do that. There's no, like, I don't belong to the ones that make, the hard rules, like you're not allowed to move or eat or drink or whatever. No, the only thing that I do ask for is to follow my voice if you are, following that part of the journey. Other than that, just, um, yeah, just, follow along and be in this circle of energy with us. Last thing, as for music, if you want to go choose your music, I decided to not use music because I know there's a lot of ADHDers that don't want to have, music music going on. So that's why, I'm not doing it, but feel free, please, to, open up a new tab here and start playing it, or on your phone. I just highly recommend not to use, meditation music that has singing in there, so yeah, it will be best if it's just plainly instrumental. All right. With that said, my beautiful ones, I'm going to go very slow. So in case anybody is doing the music, if you want to bring your journal, bring it close. Let me just check. Yes, that is all running, just in case I don't want to run out of microphone energy. So I'm going to put this one over here. And I hope you can still hear me with this. Yeah, going on. Perfect. All right, my beautiful ones. Let's I'm going to take a moment to invite everybody in, our spirit guides. Ancestors, I forgot the ancestors. Those are included there as well, by the way. So let's call those in as first. Our beautiful, wonderful ancestors, please come join us here in our circle today. All our spirit guides, animals, magical beings that want to support us, that want to keep this circle safe. I'm inviting you, all the four elements and the four direction. As above, so below. Thank you for coming and keeping this circle. Thank you. All right. And with that, my beautiful ones, let's start with a regulation that you can use, whenever you feel like everything is going too much. You focus your attention towards your breathing, how you inhale, how you exhale. And to make that a little bit lighter, you imagine yourself inhaling through your crown chakra up here. That's your highest, point on your head. You inhale universal energy. Let that go through your body, and then exhale it through your belly button. And if you feel a yawning or a sneezing or burping, that's all just energy starting to move in your body. And in the next one, you imagine that universal energy that goes through your body, through all your cells, and starts to take all your worries, all the things that you don't need anymore. And when you exhale it, it pushes all of it out of your belly button. And you feel your body getting lighter and lighter. And with that lightness, you imagine yourself standing at a small river. You're watching the water of the river flow by, and you're standing right at the edge. And let's just take a moment here to go through all of your senses. You're feeling, maybe you're feeling the earth beneath your feet. Maybe you smell something in the surroundings. Maybe you hear how the water is moving, or some insects in the grass. Maybe you even taste something. And then you take a couple of steps into the little river, knowing that there's nothing going to happen to you. You just walk in and feel the warm water around your feet, and you start to become one with the water. The more you step in, the more you become the little river. And then you feel like you're floating with it. And slowly you see nature passing by. Maybe you even see some clouds up above. And you start feeling like a little tingling or little caresses, soft caresses from the stones inside of the riverbed, massaging you. And also taking anything that doesn't belong to you anymore, taking it all away and giving your body more softness and more ease. And you really relax into the water and just float with it for a moment. And then the river becomes slower. And you feel how you're being laid onto a little beach on the side, and you step out of the water, become one with yourself again. And right at that little beach, as you leave the river, you see a little door, sort of like a little pathway. And you step through it because you have arrived to your personal inner garden. And right as you enter that inner garden of yours, you already see your garden helper, your guide for today, your spirit guide. It could be your spirit animal, ancestors, any one of the spirit guides. They're already waiting for you to come and enter this beautiful garden of yours. And they are so excited to spend the next minutes with you. And here is where you take a moment to remember the intention that you have for today's journey. And if you like to, you can use the first couple of minutes to get to know your spirit guides if it's new ones. And if not, just dive directly into your intention for today. Ask for their support and let them show you around where inside of the garden they will have the solution for you. And I will give you the time, and I will call you back when it's time to leave. But for now, enjoy and connect and feel your spirit guide. Slowly you bring back your attention towards your spirit guides, the garden, the entrance, and yourself. If your spirit guides took you to a special place inside of the garden, now it's time to go back to the entrance. And while you're walking there, or if you are already there, ask your spirit guides for one anchor. That can be an image, a sound, a word, something that will help you remember this message, today's message for the coming week. And with that anchor and blessing in your heart, you say goodbye and thank you for the wonderful help that you are receiving today. And with that, you return to the riverbed. And like before, the river is still there, but this time it's flowing into the other direction. And again, you slowly take one step after the other into the water, becoming one with the water and becoming part of the stream. And you feel how your body softens back into the water as if you are part of the river, getting caressed by the little river stones, having a tiny massage, seeing maybe in the sky some clouds pass by or birds flying by. And you see nature slowly passing. And you use your anchor to keep everything, all the information you received, all the energy you received for yourself, to keep it in your heart with you as you're receiving one more relaxing journey on this river. And just like before, you feel the river becoming slower, and as if something carries you onto the little beach where you entered the river. And slowly, step by step, you start walking out of the river, fulfilled with ease from it. And hopefully from all the information you received. You take one last look around in this beautiful piece of nature. And you bring your focus back to your breathing. Just like before, you inhale through your crown chakra. But this time you let it go through your whole body and then exhale it through your feet into the ground. And you feel how this energy helps you ground yourself back. And if you're inhaling universal energy, imagine yourself adding whatever quality you might want to have for this week. Strength, ease, peace, patience. I don't know why that's coming up. Inhale patience, let it go through your whole body, and then exhale it through your feet. Inhale the energy of respect and let it go through your whole body, and exhale it through your feet again. Whatever quality you want, you put it in there. Maybe even your anchor word or the energy of the anchor your spirits gave you. You let it go through your whole body and exhale it through your feet. And whenever you feel like you're ready, you take one last deep breath, inhaling through your crown chakra and exhaling through your feet. And open your eyes and come back into the here and the now. I'm going to give you a moment to let it sink in, to come back. If you feel like you're still not completely here, repeat the breathing, inhaling through your crown chakra and exhaling through your feet, so that you can be grounded perfectly into your body. And if you feel like it, you can write whatever messages you received today. And if you like this journey, subscribe to the channel and come back next Sunday at 21 CET, Central European Time, where we will go on our next journey. With that said, my beautiful one, have a magical, magical week.